What if I told you that one decision before the MLB trade deadline could completely change the World Series race? Every season, championship teams are built not only by superstars on the field, but also by bold decisions made behind closed doors. And right now, no team is facing a bigger decision than the Los Angeles Dodgers. While fans believe the Dodgers already have one of the strongest rosters in baseball, the front office may still be preparing a major move that could shock the entire league. But here's the biggest question. Should the Dodgers risk their future to chase another championship right now? Before we dive into today's story, make sure you subscribe to Baseball Pulse and turn on notifications because we bring you the biggest MLB stories, trade rumors, and baseball updates every single day. Now, let's get into today's story. As the MLB trade deadline approaches, every front office across baseball is working around the clock. Contending teams are searching for the final pieces that could strengthen their rosters before the postseason begins. Rebuilding clubs are listening to offers for valuable veterans, while championship contenders know that one successful trade can completely change the direction of an entire season. Among all those teams, the Los Angeles Dodgers remain one of the biggest names to watch. Every year, expectations in Los Angeles are incredibly high. Reaching the playoffs is never enough. Winning the National League isn't enough either. The only goal that matters is bringing another World Series trophy back to Dodger Stadium. That championship mentality is exactly why the Dodgers are constantly linked to some of the biggest names available before every trade deadline. On paper, the Dodgers already look like one of the deepest teams in Major League Baseball. Their lineup features elite hitters capable of changing a game with one swing. Their bullpen has experienced arms that have performed under postseason pressure, and when healthy, their starting rotation is among the strongest in the league. So why would they even consider making another blockbuster move? The answer is simple. Injuries change everything. No matter how talented a roster appears in April, the picture often looks very different by the middle of the season. Championship teams aren't judged by how strong they look on paper. They're judged by how well they survive adversity. The Dodgers know that lesson better than almost anyone. Throughout the season, injuries have forced the coaching staff to constantly adjust the rotation, bullpen roles, and lineup combinations. Every time a key player misses time, the pressure increases on everyone else. Suddenly, the incredible depth that looked more than enough a few months earlier begins to disappear much faster than expected. That is exactly why baseball insiders continue connecting the Dodgers with several of the biggest names on the trade market. One pitcher whose name continues appearing in trade discussions is Tarik Skubal. The talented left-hander has established himself as one of the most dominant starters in baseball, combining elite velocity with outstanding command and the ability to miss bats in critical situations. Any team hoping to win a World Series would immediately become stronger by adding a pitcher of his caliber. Naturally, that has led many analysts to wonder whether Los Angeles could make an aggressive push, but that's where the story becomes far more complicated. Acquiring a pitcher like Skubal would almost certainly require giving up premium young talent. And that's where difficult decisions begin. For years, the Dodgers have built one of baseball's best farm systems. Instead of relying only on expensive free agents, they've consistently developed young players who eventually become important contributors at the major league level. That balance between spending and player development has been one of the biggest reasons behind the organization's long-term success. Giving away too much of that future is never an easy decision. Baseball executives understand something many fans sometimes forget. Championship windows don't stay open forever. One trade might improve today's roster while creating problems for the next 5 years. That's why every major deadline deal involves enormous risk. Some analysts believe the Dodgers should be aggressive. Others believe patience is the smarter option. Both sides make strong arguments. Supporters of making a blockbuster trade believe opportunities like this don't come often. When a team already has championship-level talent, adding another frontline starter could make the difference between winning the World Series and falling short in October. Postseason baseball is often decided by elite pitching, and one dominant starter can completely change an entire playoff series. On the other hand, many baseball experts believe protecting the organization's young talent is equally important. Developing future stars internally allows teams to remain competitive year after year instead of sacrificing everything for one championship run. That creates one of the biggest questions facing the Dodgers front office. Do they go all in for another title, or do they trust the roster they've already built? And behind closed doors, those conversations are becoming more important every single day, because once the trade deadline passes, there are no second chances. One of the biggest factors influencing the Dodgers' decision is the health of their pitching staff. When fully healthy, Los Angeles arguably has one of the deepest rotations in baseball, but championships are rarely won under perfect circumstances. Injuries, fatigue, and unexpected setbacks are all part of a 162-game season, and the Dodgers know they cannot simply assume everyone will be available when October arrives. That's why baseball executives often say that you can never have too much pitching. Even if several injured players are expected to return, there is no guarantee they will immediately perform at their previous level. Returning from injury is one challenge. Returning to championship form is another. The Dodgers' medical staff and coaching staff will continue monitoring every recovery closely before deciding whether another major addition is truly necessary. Meanwhile, fans have been debating one question more than any other. Should the Dodgers protect their future, or should they go all in for another World Series? Social media has exploded with different opinions. Some fans believe this roster is already strong enough to compete with anyone in baseball. Others argue that opportunities to build a dynasty don't come often, and if an elite player becomes available, the Dodgers should do everything possible to make the deal happen. Baseball analysts are just as divided. Some believe adding another frontline starter would immediately make Los Angeles the favorite to win the World Series. Others warn that giving away multiple top prospects could weaken the organization for years after the current championship window closes. History offers examples supporting both sides. Some blockbuster trades have delivered championships almost immediately. Others have become painful reminders of how quickly sacrificing young talent can backfire. That's why the Dodgers front office has earned a reputation for being patient. Rather than making emotional decisions, they rely heavily on scouting reports, performance data, medical evaluations, and long-term projections before approving any significant move. That disciplined approach has helped keep the Dodgers among baseball's elite organizations year after year. Another important factor is Shohei Ohtani. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to subscribe to Baseball Pulse for the latest MLB news, trade rumors, game analysis, and behind-the-scenes stories from around the league. Hit the like button, turn on notifications so you never miss an update, and let us know in the comments. Should the Dodgers go all in for another World Series, or protect their future and keep their top prospects? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.